Now, there's a founder of a particular school that we've not really talked about before. We've not really talked about the school that much, except for Mahakala. But the tradition is called the Shangpa Kagyu, and it was founded by Kedrub Kyungpo Naljor. I think he lived. It's hard to say, but he lived about middle of the 11th century till early in the 12th century. Very, very controversial character. Some modern scholars even believe that Kedrub Kyungpo Naljor himself did not even go to India, that he conceived of and wrote all of the Shangpa Kagyu teachings, traditions, and texts in Tibet. So a little bit of a controversial character, but the Shangpa Kagyu teaching was not dominant, but it was around, and I think it really started to really fade after Tongtong Gyalpo. I think Tongtong Gyalpo was one of the last real promoters, and then after that, it went into the Jonang, Sakya, and some Kagyu traditions, as well as some of the teachings went into Gelug. So it really became dispersed within other traditions. But here, what we want to talk about is the founder, Kedrub Kyungpo Naljor, and the art that we can find. Now, on the Har website, we actually only have five pieces. I say pieces because one of them is a detail from a Prajnaparamita block print book that was done in the 1940s, I believe, and it has an image of Kedrub Kyungpo Naljor as representing one of the early founding teachers of Buddhism in Tibet. Then we have a block print from Dege Parkong, from the Dege printing house, and this one is really quite valuable because it's quite valuable for information, because it has at the center Kedrub Kyungpo Naljor, and then surrounding him he has early teachers as well as Niguma, Sukhasiddhi, and then at the bottom it has additional teachers, Kunga Drolchok, Tongtong Gyalpo, and others. Now, in terms of paintings, all of the paintings are late. We have three of them, and just going in order of how they appear on the Har website, we have Kedrub Kyungpo Naljor with Padmasambhava in the upper left corner, and what looks like either a Sukhasiddhi or a Niguma in the upper right corner. And I believe this was painted roughly circa 1970 by Gege Lama in Darjeeling, India. It also has a Guru Trakpo, it also has a second Karmapa, Karmapakshi, and then a Simhamukha at the bottom left. But these are actually unrelated. The Padmasambhava, Guru Trakpo, Karmapakshi, and Simhamukha are all unrelated to the Shangpa school. So these are added in because Shangpa Kagyu and how it's presented in the Kagyu tradition is actually through the Karma Kagyu, and it was actually Jamgon Kongtrol Lodrotai who predominantly, along with Khyentse Wangpo, sourced out and all of the Shangpa teachings primarily kept in the Jonang tradition, and then combined those, and then took the six-arm Mahakala from the Gelug tradition and put them all together. And so in this particular composition of Kyungpo Naljor, there's a lot of Karma Kagyu influence as well. Now, in the next painting, what we have Kedrub Kyungpo Naljor at the center, appearing as a Pandita, appearing as if he had been to India, or he is an Indian because he's wearing a blue monastic shirt, which is typically used for Indian monks to differentiate from Tibetan monks. It's just an artistic convention. At the top is Shakyamuni. Then again, we have Niguma and a Sukhasiddhi, the two female teachers of Kyungpo Naljor. Then down below on the left side, we have a Tongtong Gyalpo. And as I said, he had the Chaksam tradition of Shangpa Kagyu. And then on the right side, it looks to be most likely it's Kunga Drolchok. Kunga Drolchok was a Jonang teacher. He was a pre-incarnation of Taranata. And then at the very bottom of this composition is actually Jamgon Kongtrol is represented. So this, of course, is going to be also circa 1900. Now, the last painting we have is truly a treasure. It's a treasure from the point of view of craftsmanship and artistry. Absolutely beautiful piece. Central figure is Kedrub Kyungpo Naljor. Above that, it looks like one of his teachers, possibly Rahula Gupta, appears to be Indian. And then we have the two dakinis. We have the red Kacho Marmo, and then we have the white Kacho Karmo, and these are two special teachings that are contained within the Shangpa Kagyu, and they're two transference practices, Powa practices. Below Kedrub Kyungpo Naljor, we have a Samayavajra. He's an important he's out of fashion now, but what used to be an important early purification practice for the 14 root and 8 branch downfalls. The painting and the figures are placed on just a beautiful, beautiful landscape background, very, very reminiscent of a Situ Panchen style of painting from Polpung Monastery. And it's most likely that this painting is also circa maybe 1890, maybe a little earlier, and possibly created, commissioned by Jamgon Kongtrul for his retreat center just above of Polpung Monastery in Dege region of eastern Tibet, but it appears to very much to be very late 19th century. So that's it. That's all we really have for the figure of Kedrub Kyungpo Naljor. Now, we will find him occasionally as a secondary figure in other paintings and in other Shangpa Kagyu paintings where the central subject is a deity or a protector. Then we can find Kyungpo Naljor as a secondary figure. So we'll leave it there. You can press like, you can subscribe, you can join HAR on Patreon, and you can also make a donation on the homepage of Himalayan Art Resources.